Good thing. What's up, Trey? This is Will from the Athletic, man. Just were you surprised at all to see the Pels select you? Was that one of the teams you thought were going to take you? Just walk us through your thoughts. When the pick came through.
Well, the Pelicans, they've always showed me a lot of love throughout the entire process. And, my agent, he was saying that the Pelicans really like you a lot. And so then moving back to 17 was pretty good for my case. And they were saying that I was in pretty good standing with them going into the draft. And so I had a good feeling about New Orleans at 17, when it came to that time. And then I got the call from my agent and I knew what time it was.
Hey, man, Christian Clark with Null.com here. One of the things Trajan said last night was, you wanted to be here, and that was one of the things they liked about you, among many things. What about this situation do you think is appealing to you?
Really, just speaking basketball-wise, you got guys like Zion and Brandon Ingram, they're going to attract 1.5 guys. And so when I'm able to space the floor and give those guys even more room to operate, then if my man goes to help, they're able to kick out and it's going to be a knockdown three. And so, just looking at that aspect and then being around a team that's a young core, it brings a lot of life to the city, as well as, there's a lot of energy on the court and in the arena. And so I'm really excited to get on the floor with those guys.
Hey, Trey, this is Andrew Lopez from ESPN. Can you just describe your game just a little bit? Obviously, we know a little bit about the shooting, but how much pride do you take on the defensive end and trying to really be that kind of true, 3-and-D type guy?
Yeah, I try to do everything on the court, and I want to make sure I don't have any deficiencies in my game. And so playing defense was something that I didn't do for my entire life, I'll be honest with you. But going to Virginia, you have to play defense. And so I took a lot of pride in it being there, and we repped it out a lot, and so I became a much better defender, and now I enjoy playing defense a lot. And so I know that's going to be something that'll keep me on the floor. Obviously, my shooting will get me there, but keeping me on the floor will be my defense.
How much, when you did decide to transfer, how much did Virginia's, rep for having guys who defend and putting guys in the league like that have to do with what where you end up wanting to go?
It was probably a top 3 reason for why I went to Virginia. I knew that if I wanted to become a better NBA prospect, I would have to defend at a higher level. And so going to the best defensive school in America was my best option. And then playing the ACC country, where I grew up my entire life, just made it a much easier decision.
Hey, Trey, you mentioned that sounds like the Pelicans were pretty high on you from the start of the whole process, and you've been able to get familiar with the organization and people in the front office recently. So obviously it sounds like you're excited about coming to this team. Are there elements of coming to New Orleans as far as the city that you're looking forward to? I know that you're kind of from the South.
I love food. So that is something that will be very appealing to me. And so I'm very excited for the beignets as well as the gumbo. And, I'm very excited for that. I'm not going to do it in too much. I'm not going to eat it too much because obviously it's not the healthiest thing to eat, but I'm definitely going to be getting my fair share.
Hey, Trey, this is Ed from the ABC affiliate in New Orleans. Being on the floor with Zion at the same time, how many open threes do you think that kind of leads to, and how much are you looking forward to having a guy like that in the low post who is drawing so much attention?
Yeah, when somebody has gravity like that and they're able to pass so well and see the floor, it just makes it so much easier for guys like me. And I feel like my cutting ability is also something that's going to be, beneficial to Zion. And so my man might be ball watching and I'm able to cut back door and get a dunk, or, just spotting up at the 3-point line and being able to space the floor for him is pretty important. So I'm really excited to play with, all the guys, and especially somebody with a polarizing gravity like him.
Hey, Trey, Rod Walker with the Times-Picayune. What have the last 24 hours sort of been like for you, just going from getting your name called to up until this Zoom call? What's it been like?
In all honesty, I was very calm the entire day. I didn't really have too much emotion. I wasn't really nervous. But then when it got to about 7:50 or so, And, I saw like NBA draft on the TV screen. That's when I started to get like a little nervous. I was doing like the little foot tap and all that. And it's like, I didn't really have any control over the situation. So there was no real reason to be nervous. But, at the end of the day, it's still something you look forward to like for your entire life. And so just waiting to hear your name called is a dream come true.
Did you sleep at all last night?
Yeah. Well, actually, no, I was up because I was so excited. But I got some good sleep though.
Hey Trey, Christian Clark, one more for you. I read that you were 5'8" as a high school freshman. At what point in your life did you think that the NBA was a possibility for you?
My sophomore year in college. Yeah,
that's pretty late.
Yeah, pretty late. Yeah, it was pretty late. Going into my sophomore year, I gained a lot of weight and, added a lot of strength to my body. I was at 200 pounds, and I just looked at the draft class and I looked at the guys that were, getting drafted really high, and I was like, I don't see where I couldn't be in that same position. And so I was really looking forward to that opportunity.
It was a Trey. Do you see yourself as a guy who can guard 1 through 4 at the next level? And if so, what does it take to be successful in that kind of role?
100%. I definitely think I can guard 1 through 4. And what it takes to be successful is that you have to watch a lot of film, which is something that I really enjoy doing. And then, you got to give a lot of effort. But at the end of the day, like, it's basketball, and your job on defense is just to make it tough and make them make tough shots. And sometimes you're just going to have to live with that. And so I feel like I'm going to make it tough on every single person that I guard.
Hey, Trey, going back to, the kind of like the transfer and a little bit to Rod's question, what has the last year been like? Because, did you expect to be in the draft this year and going through the process this year, or was it did you expect to be at Virginia a little bit longer?
1 year ago was July 30th, and I want to say I was probably like 2 weeks into the summer workouts, and my mindset was I'm redshirting, preparing to get stronger, and go into the season, just really focused. And, got to practice, and I was one of the best players on the floor. And so I was approached by the assistant coach, and he was just saying, look, we would enjoy to have you this year because we feel like you could really contribute and we could do something really special this year. And so it was definitely it was definitely like roller coasters, I would say. And just going from, okay, you're not playing, to flipping that switch, like, all right, get ready to play this game, was really tough, but really fun though.
Going back to when you put your name in the draft, did you expect to finish out the process? What kind of, I guess, obviously you got some good feedback, but what were you expecting when you originally put your name in?
When I originally put my name in, I was, still wanting to make sure I kept my eligibility and wanted to make sure I wasn't making the wrong decision. But 2 weeks into the process, like, I knew where this was going, and I just saw how my confidence was super high. My mindset had changed, and I just became just a different player throughout my time in Miami. And I knew where it was heading.
Hey, Trey, 3 years in college, 2 different schools. Do you think that prepared you and maybe gives you an advantage over maybe some rookies who, don't have that length of experience in the college game? And how did that benefit you, do you think?
No, it benefited me a ton. The stuff I knew my freshman year, if I would have known that now, I might not have been in college for 3 years. But just so many game experiences that you learn, and different little things that you learn about the game that just takes time, I feel like is super invaluable. And I definitely feel like that will be something that I have an edge over, a lot of the younger guys, even though I still feel like I'm young. People label me as like an old guy to an extent, but it's like I just turned 21, and I feel like I have a lot of career ahead of me.
Hey, Trey, going back to your growth spurt, I guess, when did that happen? And I know your dad played ball at East Carolina. Like, how tall is your dad? And were you ever worried that you weren't going to get any taller?
My dad is like 6'3" on a good day. And my mom, she's 5'8". And so they're pretty tall. And I would say my growth spurts happen all throughout, like from high school, from ninth grade all the way till now. I was 5'8" as a freshman, 6 feet sophomore year, 6'3" going into my junior year, 6'5" senior year, and just progressively like growing like 2 inches or so. So I mean, it hasn't really stopped like that.
All right, Trey, that'll do it for today. Really appreciate your time and can't wait to have you down here in New Orleans.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.